Hey guys, this is Joseph Lucero with Powerlifting Technique, and today we're going to talk about is the assisted pull-up. When I talk about this movement, a lot of us are going to think about the machine assisted pull-up, and that's not the case today because a lot of us powerlifters, we're not going to have access to that type of machine. We're going to be using more so power racks, barbells, etc. And thankfully, by the end of this video, you're going to learn a few different ways to do the assisted pull-up because I'm going to be honest, pull-ups are a very important tool for any strength athlete. So let's pull it back just a little bit. What is a pull-up? A pull-up is a pulling exercise that is in the form of vertical resistance. I've mentioned this in several videos and I hate to be that person, but I'm gonna repeat myself. There are different planes of movement that occur in front of the body, besides the body, and around the body. When it comes to the pull-up, your arms are moving away and towards the body, side to side. So we're gonna call that the frontal plane of movement. And a lot of powerlifters love to do movement that's in front of their body, whether it's forwards, backwards, or up and down. I know that the pull-up sounds like it's up and down, but the way your arms mechanically move is away and towards the middle of the body. It's great for a powerlifter to use the pull-up because you're doing a motion that isn't very common in your sport, and it's allowing those muscles that maybe aren't as active to be much more recruited to hopefully have an effect of building a more balanced anatomy for your strength. I definitely advocate for powerlifters, strongmen, or anyone to do the pull-up or a variation of the pull-up that can work best for their strength. A lot of times that's like a cable lat pull down, but like I mentioned earlier in the video, sometimes you don't have access to those machines. In fact, you'll notice I don't really have access to a cable lat pull down. I just have a power rack. So how am I going to get the benefits of the pull-up if I don't have that stuff? It's going to be through the assisted pull-up. Now, I've told you about the action of the pull-up. It's in the frontal plane that recruits muscles that may not be as active in your traditional powerlifting movements. So let's talk about those muscles. The main muscle that corresponds to this elbow action, okay, which is shoulder abduction and adduction, the muscle that corresponds to that shoulder joint the most is going to be the lats, the latissimus dorsi. It's those big muscles in the back that can help you have a wider frame to make you look as dangerous as you can actually lift. With that being said, in addition to the lat muscles, we're also going to recruit the rear deltoid, the posterior deltoid, the biceps they assist with the movement. The traps, the rhomboids, all those muscles are active, but the lats are definitely helpful in regards to shoulder adduction and abduction in that frontal plane. You know about the muscles, you know about the action. So how do we actually perform the movement? Well, as you can see right here, I am performing the pull-up just normal. So I actually do have a good threshold on pull-ups. I could probably do about 6 to 8 normal pull-ups. Now, when you watch the video, you're probably saying, oh, this dude has terrible range of motion. And yes, I'm very aware. I could probably do a lot better. But for being 275 pounds, I think this is a pretty good amount of strength to be able to pull my whole body up in that fashion, even if it's a little bit of a limited range of motion. But if I wanted to do more reps, to elicit more of a hypertrophic response with my pull-ups, I will be doing an assisted pull-up with the use of the bands. So right here, you're seeing me actually do the pull-ups with the use of the bands. The reason why I use the band and I put it around my feet is because now I'm more balanced. So it's not around my knees, this crazy wacky setup. And when I come downward and my feet push the band down, the band is stretching. And when the band stretches, that's what adds the tension to make my pull up stronger off the bottom. So the more I pull up, I'm in a little bit more of an advantageous position to be stronger. So the band helps me out the bottom. And then as I get closer to the top, I get stronger. So then I use less band and I'm using more raw weight to help me pull myself up. Now, let's go back to that video one more time. What you could do with your assisted pull up using the bands is you can tell yourself, okay, I need a thicker band. Okay, I need a thinner band. I need more help, less help. I need the bands higher. I need them shorter. Whatever you got to do, just take notes of it, but make sure that setup is consistent. Don't pick one day thicker bands and one day easier bands. Stick with what you have, build up on that threshold, and get better and progressively overload. Maybe after 4 weeks, you change the band, or after 4 weeks, you lower the band. Whatever has to happen, you want to build up to a normal pull-up, and that version of the assisted pull-up is super helpful. Another version you can do is you can set up the bar and actually do like a bent knee pull-up. So right here in this video, I set up the barbell on the J-hooks to a pretty decent height, probably like mid-chest. And what I do from there is I'll bend my body underneath the bar and then I'll pull myself up. And when I do that and I bend up my anatomy, I'm spreading out my 275 pounds of body weight. So it makes it a little bit easier to do the pull-up versus actually having to do the raw weight like in a normal pull-up. So again, right here, that was the bent knee pull-up, and that's an assisted variation to help me get up and to practice my pull-up motion, but to have less weight in my hands based on my setup so that I can be more successful and do a ton more reps. Now, another version of the pull-up, I know this is a video on assisted pull-ups, so I provided you the bands, the bent knee, but another type of pull-up variation people talk about commonly is a chin-up. They'll say, oh, well, if you can't do pull-ups, do chin-ups. Please don't listen to that because those two movements are not the same. They're both vertical, but when you go underhand, you start to showcase your biceps a bit more, and the biceps become more of a prime mover when you go into an underhand position versus an overhand. Look at my elbow action. This is a pull-up, and this is a chin-up. Everything's happening in the front, in the sagittal plane. And because my elbows are tucked in and it's not in the frontal plane anymore and now it's in the sagittal, I'm taking away some of that lat recruitment, putting more of that strain on my biceps. If you're someone who wants to build their lats, have a wider anatomy, and be more successful that way, you want to do pull-ups. But if you want someone with bigger biceps, do chin-ups. Completely different movements, although they seem the same on paper. And, like I mentioned before, the people who are going to benefit from the pull-ups are powerlifters, strongmen, traditional athletes. It's for everyone because you're challenging a plane of movement you rarely use in most of those sports. My name is Joseph Lucero with Powerlifting Technique. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope it made sense. I hope you understand the pull-up anatomy and how you can do assisted pull-ups to help with your programming. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. Like the channel, subscribe, and hopefully we'll catch you next time.